and entertain you. He is once more standing up for Kenilworth Golf Club. He is always a lot of fun. It's always a great to have him back on the stage. Please welcome Richard Simmons.
We're going to rock crowing tonight, haven't we? That's good. Right, okay, we're going to do a bit of experimental comedy tonight. So the idea is that you just laugh at half of the jokes and not the other half. Now, I don't want you to laugh at all the jokes because otherwise we won't have the placebo effect. Now, why we've got to have some experimental comedy is obviously, you know, having won the City of Culture, you know, Coventry City of Culture. As you can imagine, my phone has been ringing all day. So, you know, so I've got to work out what works and what doesn't. Now, I can be a little bit condescending at times. I'll try not to be. That means I talk down to you, Lorraine. Okay. So I'd like to dedicate this little act to my late father. He was a roofer, bless him. So if you're up there, Dad. He used to collect empty bottles. Which is a nice way of saying he was an alcoholic, really. It's a nice My dad knew when he was going to die. The judge told him. But, you know, anniversaries are difficult. I've got to say, anniversaries are difficult. We just put a wreath by the socket. But no, I mean, I'm joking, actually. He actually died having his breakfast, eating a bowl of Cheerios. He got a Cheerio stuck in there and he choked to death on a Cheerio. And we never got a chance to say goodbye. So, I said to him, Daddy, he's a granddad at the time, I said, if you were half a man, you'd take the grandchildren to the circus. He said, son, if I was half a man, I'd be in the circus. We're talking the circus. I was in the circus myself for 7 years. I mean, I didn't have much of an act, but to be honest, I was the only bloke who could get the tent back in the bag. You know, then they promoted me, and I was the human cannonball for a while. I mean, I didn't get a lot. I got £60 a week, plus a bit of mileage. They're a right audience, aren't they? Good. You didn't get Draper's joke about the acupuncture, though, did you? I noticed that. Yeah. Right, they're not that quick. Anyway, yeah, back to the circus. You know, unfortunately, when I was there, the contortionist, he had a heart attack and died. He died in his own arms. My brother was in the circus too. He came from a long line of conga dancers. And, he had an act on stilts. I mean, I always looked up to my brother. Anyway, I know you like a few wife jokes, don't you? This time of year.
Yeah.
The wife's got a new job last week, actually. I mean, it's quite difficult to say what it is. She sells seashells on the seashore. I bought her a fridge for her birthday. I mean, she seemed disappointed at the time, but when she opened the door, her face lit up. She got back from the... Sorry, I had a punchline. She got back from the beauty parlour the other day. I said, well, they're closed. You know, I said to her, I love you just the way you are, but she still keeps putting weight on. And she said to me, she said, Simo, can you stop walking around the house singing I'm a Believer? It's really annoying me. And I thought, well, you know, she's only joking, but then I saw her face. She came home and unfortunately she caught me wearing one of her dresses, you know, and she said, right, that's it, Simo, I'm leaving you, you know. I said, well, look, I can change. But she said, no, the real reason I'm leaving you is that, you watch so much football, you think more of football than you do of me, so I'm off. And, you know, I'm heartbroken, to be honest. I mean, I've been with that girl 5 seasons. We're getting near the end, thank God. I mean, anyway, so we've still got 10 minutes. Anyway,
And you're back in the second half.
okay. We're going to get on the more difficult jokes now. Okay. So there's a butcher, and he's doing no good at all. And he's in an antique district, so he thinks, what I'll do is, I'll open an antique shop. So he opens an antique shop, and he's still got some stuff in his old fridge. So he gets a leg of lamb out of the fridge, frozen, and he puts it in the window, and he puts Lord Nelson's hip, 200 quid on it. And one of the tourists comes by and he says, oh, yeah, I'm a collector of all this sort of regalia, you know, old-fashioned, you know, historic stuff. He said, would you take 180 quid? The guy said, yeah, okay, 180 quid. So, you know, the old leg of lamb goes off for 180 quid. He thinks that's great. So he thinks, right, well, I'm going to put it in the window now. So he goes to the freezer, gets the sheep's brain, puts that in the window, puts Francis Drake's brain on it. This old boy comes down the next day, he sees it, and says, oh, 120 quid. He says, yeah, I'll have that as well, please. You know, that's great. It's Francis Drake's brain. So the old butcher thinks this is better than selling rashers of bacon. This is a great new big venture I've got here. So he gets a couple of little potatoes. So he puts these potatoes in the window, and the bloke comes in. He's getting a bit suspicious now, the bloke, and he said, those two little round things in the window, he said, you're not going to tell me they're Francis Drake or Lord Nelson's, are you? And he says, no, they're King Edward's. Well done! Right, the captain told me this joke. You all right?
No, that was the last one. We agreed last night.
We got two more.
No. Are you sure you want it? Are you sure? Okay.
Well,
Don't blame me if you don't like it.
The captain told
Or
me this
him.
joke. He promised. He said, and we got a genie, and and the genie's been trying to do jokes, which I'm not happy about. But anyway,
Is it because he's blue?
So there's the Irishman in the pub. The Irishman in the pub, and
Have you forgotten it?
kicks a jug on the way in. He picks it up anyway. He's stroking the jug out, as you know in this story. The genie. So out comes the genie. Genie says, you've got two wishes. What would you like? So the Irishman has a good think, and he says, I'll have a never-ending pint of Guinness, please. So the genie goes, all right, okay, so yeah, lovely. Really enjoying his never-ending pint of Guinness. So the genie says, right, well, we're down to the second thing. You've got one more choice. He said, what would you like that? What would you like for that? He said, well, I think I'll have another one of them. Right, now, one last joke coming out. I'll just tell you one thing.
You asked him to stay on.
Last year, but I've got that magician, the great Simone, coming on later.
Oh,
He's
dear.
crap. So don't give him any encouragement, whatever you do, because we don't want him back. Now then,
Here.
I'm down in Cornwall. The Coast Guard phones. He says, we've got bad news for you, Richard. He said, the mother-in-law's drowned. I won't be able to tell this one tomorrow night, by the way.
She's cancelled, Rich. She hasn't got enough room in the diary.
The mother-in-law's drowned. I said, oh, that's terrible news. And he said, it's not as simple as that. She's washed up on the shore, and she's got 6 prize lobsters hooked onto her. We've never seen lobsters like this before. He said, I don't know what we're going to do. I said, well, I think the best thing is you have 3, I'll have 3, and we'll set her on the next tide. That's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, get off, Timo. Always popular, always good value. You seem to love him, but I don't know why.